sagebrush. More sagebrush shots. Some of your local vegetation around there, old twisted, like pine trees of some sort. A few tumbleweeds laying around. This is some shots around the local reservoir. That's Sheepshead Canyon. This is out in the southwestern corner of Wyoming, down to the Utah border, on the Green River. Got a dam down at the bottom of it. They backed up a big lake there, and they call it the Flaming Gorge. That's the dam down to the lower end, down in Utah. Big 500-foot concrete dam. Created a lake full of water there, about 100 miles long, crosses over into Utah and Wyoming, makes international borders. That's why the Coast Guard was out there. The snow-capped Rocky Mountains in the background there. Just another scenery shot around the Flaming Gorge area there. This was where we stayed for the 2 weeks while we were out there. This place is still pretty primitive. It's a new state park, and there was no hotels, no motels around the area there. About a 100-mile drive, so we camped out for about 2 weeks. It's my two troopers there. It's Claude Denton and Sherman Noreen. Claude was a damage controlman. Sherman was a bosun mate. Just another shot of the camp there. Right out in the sagebrush. The reservoir was over to the right there. Just another shot of the troops here in the morning, getting ready to get breakfast out of the way and get on the water. This is just some of the local area around there. An old dirt road going back into the mountains. We took and go back to see what we could see. Here we are, making good use of the old government vehicle, using it for sightseeing. That's sort of out the foothills of the Black Mountains there. The area is pretty isolated, a lot of rocks and driftwood type stuff. Pretty hot. Just some more scenery there. Claude in the foreground there. This is a shot of the tail end of the reservoir there, just before it went down into the canyon. It goes down into the canyon off to the right there. One of the oldest towns in the state of Wyoming is right out there in the middle of the reservoir. They said there used to be a ferry boat landing there. There's a little town out there that got covered up when they dammed up the Green River. It's one of the little frequent thunderstorms. You have one about every day. Comes rolling in, blows it right around, and moves on. Just a scenery shot looking back down south toward the area where the river runs through the canyon. The big hump down there is the canyon wall. The river goes down through there. It's called, that's where it gets its name. It's called the Flaming Gorge. I was ducked into this little cove here to get out of the storm that blew by. It's one of the little coves there you could pull into. The water was probably about 100 foot deep right there. It's just clear, big canyon walls. This is another shot just of the upper end of the reservoir, just sort of flat and like desert up there, and those are spires sticking up, what they call chimneys. Or scenery. Just more scenery shots on the upper end of the reservoir. Just another little thunder bumper moving up the canyon. These two guys are commanders. I worked for the one on the right. He come out to see how we were getting along. Spent a half day with us in our tent. He's a pretty good old guy. He went fishing while he was out there and caught a whole load of fish. Here's a duber. He one time sailed a 125-foot Coast Guard cutter all the way to from Hawaii to Japan by dead reckoning only. And he just used a compass. He didn't have any electronic gear. This is our traveling rig sitting down with the Utah state line. Back home, coming back up through South Dakota. We made a stop at the Black Hills. It's just a shot of the Black Hills. Touristing around. Stop by to see old Mount Rushmore. There's the troops. Don't look too bad for camping out for about 3 weeks. And there's Eric. Back home Prescott. That's the cowboy head I got him